Today, I'm going to show you how to create the best build to become immortal and destroy everything in your path. First, let's take a look at what equipment I'm wearing. For the weapon, we're going to be using Flame Faust. And for the attachments, we have 2 physical damage and 1 flinch performance. The next weapon we're going to be using is Soryu. And for the attachments, we have all basic damage. For our shoulder, we're going to be using Devotion to restore our VP. And for the attachments, we have Recovery Amount and 2 for Mental Collection. For the auxiliary, we will be using Satellite Shield. This is going to block most of the attacks that you take. And for our attachments, we're going to be using All Memory Consumption Reduction. Now let's move on to the armor. For the helm, we're going to be using the Futsunushi with all stun resistance. For the cuirass, we're going to be using Dragon Slayer with the wing modification. This is going to make it so that we're going to be moving fast even though we're heavy. For the attachments, we're going to be using physical defense and 2 for mental capacity. For the left vambrace, we're going to be using Futsunushi with all brawling performance attachments. For the right vambrace, we'll also be using Futsunushi with all brawling performance attachments. For the greaves, we're going to be using Halberd. And for the attachments, we're going to be using Fermental Capacity, Corrosion Resistance, and Auxiliary Anti-Ailment Armor. If you're looking to get the best stats, you're going to be looking to farm these equipment until you get A's in all of the categories. Now, let's take a look at the fusion skills. For the firearm, I have Repair Shot equipped. This way I can heal my allies or myself if I ever need to. For the Tachi, I'm going to be using Demi-Lune Slash. This is very powerful. It produces shockwaves every time you attack once you activate it. For the general action, you're going to want to put Mirage. This creates a clone of yourself. And it's very powerful. It uses the same weapons as you. Now let's move on to the passives. For our first passive, we have Critical Magnification. Then Melee Brawling Performance, Shooting Performance, Fermental Efficiency, Fermental Recovery, Enhanced Emergency Dodge, Burn Resistance, Corrosion Resistance, and Stun Resistance. Now let's take a look at how to use this build. To activate the chest wing modification, look to the top left, you see Particle Armament. We're going to activate that now. First, let's take a look at our speed without it activated. Now, let's activate it and see how fast we run. Look at this. See how fast I'm flying? This makes up for us being heavy. We're still going to be fast. Now I'm going to show you how to use the weapon Soryu. Right now it's in both of my hands, as you can see. But let's transform it into one weapon. Look to the top left, you can see how to transform it. Let's do that right now. And this is the type of attacks it does when it's transformed. Now let's activate Demi-Lune Slash. If you look to the top left, it tells you how to do it. And you're going to see projectiles coming right out your weapon. Next, we're going to activate Mirage. Look to the top left, it tells you how to do it. And you're going to create a clone of yourself. And it uses all the weapons that you have equipped. Now, I'm going to show you how to activate your heavy armor. If you look to the top of your screen, right next to VP, mine says circle and L3. That's circle and your left joystick. You press them together. And it's going to call down your heavy armor. Then you gotta hop into it to use it. The heavy armor that I'm using is the first one that you unlock. I just upgraded it all the way. This thing does a lot of damage. This is the range attack. Now I'm going to do the melee attack. If you look to the bottom right, it tells you how to use it. While you're in the heavy armor, it automatically depletes its VP. You also lose VP when you take damage. Another thing that you could do is press the same thing you did to activate the heavy armor, and that will consume all of your VP, but it's gonna shoot out a bunch of rockets. I barely ever use the heavy armor because this build is just too good. Now we're gonna be taking a look at how this build performs in hard mode. We're gonna be using Insania Rex to test this out. Let's get started. I already have my clone and everything activated. Let's test the melee for this build. I'm gonna try to target the chest. It's kinda hard to get big enemies sometimes. Wow, he got hit right there. Look at that damage. His life went right down. Now let's take a look at the Flame Faust. This is a rapid fire rocket launcher. Look at how much damage he's taken. And I also want you to pay close attention to my VP. See if it ever moves. He's attacking me, but I'm not really taking any damage. This build is very powerful. Let's get him in the back a little bit. He's almost half-life already. And this is hard mode. That's crazy, right? Look at him, he jumped away. He's shooting stuff at me. And it didn't even do anything. He's about to go up pretty soon. Look at him, he's fell to the ground. Hit him a couple times. Get one more hit in the chest. Yeah, look at that. He's running away. Okay, let's get behind that wall. Once we're behind this wall, I'm going to check to see if it's hard mode. You come over here. Open up that menu. Options. Then just go right here. Gameplay settings. And it is on hard mode. Now let's get right back into the fight. Let's test out our heal. I'm going to walk into his acid. What is he doing up there? It's taking pretty long to spit that out. He's charging up. Let's see how much damage this does. You see my life is going down? Now let's do a heal. If you look to the bottom right, you see that thing that says Devotion. And it says L1. That's how I activate my heal. Let's get right back into the fight. Look at him, he's on the ground. Look how much damage he's taking. Getting blown up. Let's hit him a couple times with this. Just to finish him off. Where'd he go? Oh, he's over there? That's crazy how he can't do me any damage. Look at him, he's getting knocked over and stuff. He backed away. Where do you think he's going? Finish him off with the rocket launcher. If you paid close attention, you would see I had no allies with me. And this was completed on hard mode without me ever taking any damage. And I didn't even summon the heavy armor. If I did that, this guy would have been taken out really fast. And I wouldn't have been able to show off the rest of the build. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I also have other videos showing how to get some of the things that I used in this build.